This episode may contain content of a graphic nature, including descriptions of physical and sexual violence against adults, children, and animals. Listener discretion is advised. Hi everyone, I'm Talia.
And I'm Tanya.
And together we are Crimes and Consequences, a true crime podcast.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Crimes and Consequences. I am Tanya, and this is my lovely co-host, Talia. And we are a couple of friends who also happen to be lawyers who enjoy
Co-workers,
law partners. We enjoy talking about true crime, and that's how this podcast started. So before I get into the episode today, I would just like to remind everyone to hit the subscribe, like, follow button, whatever you have.
Whatever.
And I would like to thank True Crime Daily for hosting us.
Yes.
So today is really a terrible story, just like all of our other episodes. But first, have you ever been to Port St. Lucie, Florida? Maybe. Well, it's not really a town that was initially geared toward like young people or teenagers.
Where's it at in Florida?
It's like I believe it's on the Gulf Coast, and it's between Orlando and Miami, which I know is a long stretch, but it's along that side. So the eastern side. I had a place
in Fort Myers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So it was mostly, geared toward retirees. A lot of people in Michigan were from Michigan. A lot of people in Michigan go to Florida to spend the winters. To call them snowbirds. But it is the biggest city between Orlando and Miami. There's not a whole lot to do, though. It's kind of like just...
It's not on the water?
No, I don't believe it's on the water.
Port?
Yeah. So there's not a whole lot to do. I mean, it's not geared toward like tourists and things like that. The New York Mets hold their spring training camps there.
Okay.
And they are also known for growing marijuana.
Oh.
Okay. So over the years, pot dealers from Miami would buy vacant houses in Port St. Lucie and use them as grow facilities.
Okay.
Due to this, more than a third of the population is younger than 24 years old.
So, I thought it was an older population.
Yeah, that's what it was meant to be.
Oh.
But, so teenagers are literally just running around. And in 2011... I'm going to tell you a story about the Hadley family and Tyler Hadley. Tyler Hadley was 17 years old in 2011. His parents were Blake and Mary Jo Hadley, and he was the younger of two boys. Mary Jo was an elementary school teacher at the local school where she'd been teaching for about 20 years. His father, Blake, worked in a plant as an operator for Florida Power and Light. And the Hadleys were very family-oriented. And they actually originally were from Pennsylvania, and they moved to Florida to be closer to Blake's parents as they got older, and his parents lived in Fort Lauderdale. Tyler was described by family members as loving, but he was a bit withdrawn. He kept to himself. He was depressed. He suffered from anxiety. He had low self-esteem, and he did struggle with an eating disorder, bulimia.
Oh, that's strange.
It's unusual for a boy, right? As a younger boy, he was quick to quit sports and projects and hobbies because he just felt like he wasn't good enough at them. So he would just give up instead of trying to really work at it and get better. By the time he was 10, he was being treated by doctors for a slew of things, including acne and depression.
At 10?
At 10. As he's moving into his teen years, Tyler was going down the path of just being a troublemaker. He was doing stuff like vandalizing public bathrooms, painting cars. So I'm thinking he's spray painting cars.
He's just being a teen.
Yeah, he would steal yard decorations. He set small fires.
Oh.
He would break windows. So a lot of vandalizing going on.
Okay.
Despite the medications that he was prescribed by doctors, and I'm not sure exactly what he was taking, but by the age of 12, Tyler was self-medicating.
At 12?
At 12. He started drinking and getting drunk.
Wow.
Yeah. He started smoking weed by the time he was 15 and taking pills and other hallucinogenics.
Whatever he could do to medicate himself.
By the time he was 16, he was moving into a little bit of the harder things.
Oh, wow.
To kids that he went to high school with, Tyler was known as like a druggie, pillhead, who had a history of mental illness and violence. Over the years, so you can imagine his parents, he's quite a handful for them.
Damn.
Over the years, I know. You thought your kids were bad. Tyler's relationship with his parents was deteriorating.
Oh, yeah.
As a child, he was a respectful and happy kid. And to neighbors, friends, and other family members, they all seemed close, like a close-knit family. But Tyler would often wait up for his dad to return home from the night shift that he worked at the plant. And they would play basketball in the driveway until midnight sometimes. And this is when he was younger. In their backyard, the Hadleys had a pool. So during the summer and warmer, I mean, it's warm in Florida. So I'm imagining they're using this pool all the time.
Right.
They were always back there spending time, all day long in the summer.
That's what I'd be doing.
Hell yeah, that's what I'd be doing too. If I lived in Florida,
in your house with your windows.
No, I wouldn't. I'd be in the
and
pool.
Blinds shut.
If I was in Florida.
I know you. You're like a vampire.
I am.
If you knew, Tanya.
Well, that's because
the sun hurts.
It's because Michigan sucks and I don't have a pool. Michigan doesn't suck. I actually love Michigan.
Yeah, I love Michigan.
But it's hot outside in the summer and I don't like to sweat. If I had a pool, I'd be in it. Okay. Just trust me. When Tyler reached high school, things took a dramatic turn. And the family started to be more detached. So, he's getting into drinking more and doing drugs. And he's probably, he's doing all this vandalizing. So
plus he's a teen. Yeah. And that's normal to detach.
Right. Tyler appeared to be troubled. And he seemed to be somebody who just acted out for attention, maybe. Not only did he do these things like this acting out, but he was really disrespectful to adults and other people in general. And one day, Tyler and a few other boys dragged a love seat out into the woods.
Okay.
I don't know whose love seat this was, but they took it out there. They
set it on fire.
Yeah, they poured gas all over it and lit it on fire.
Teen boys.
Yeah, but the couch wasn't the only thing that burned. It caused a forest fire.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, at the River Park Wildlife Reserve. So the police were called.
Oh, that's no good.
No,
I'd be pissed if I was his parent.
I know, right? But the boys got off with just a warning on that one. So I'm surprised because setting the forest on fire is pretty
But they
serious.
didn't mean to. They were just burning a couch in the forest.
That's true.
On a preserve.
Yeah, I guess. But
not a good idea.
I guess.
Reckless.
Not soon after that, Tyler got into a fight at a friend's house and he was arrested for aggravated battery.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was pretty serious.
That's a real fight.
Mm-hmm. And he spent a week in jail.
Oh.
And I don't know if he was probably in the juvenile
home,
right?
But still, that's a serious offense.
Yeah, and he ended up having...
It's just not like a punch.
No, this is a full-out brawl probably. And he's probably beating the shit out of some kid, right?
Right. That's
he ended up on house arrest for a couple weeks after that. Tyler told a friend over Facebook Messenger that he knew his mom was disappointed in him, and that really bothered him. But it didn't stop his aggressive behavior.
Well, then, change your behavior if you know you're disappointing people.
In June of 2011, Tyler came home from a party and he was wasted. So his mom had him admitted to a mental health clinic called New Horizons.
He must have been really shit-faced.
Yeah, he was wasted. Mary Jo, his mom, had suffered from depression her entire life, and she was really scared that Tyler was going through the same thing. He's obviously going through something.
Right.
And she, beyond her ability to help him, so she wanted to get him some serious help. Mary Jo told friends and the doctors at the clinic that she was afraid that Tyler would hurt himself, but she was also afraid that he might hurt someone else.
Oh.
And since he was under the age of 18, she was able to admit him.
Yeah, she still has control.
Yeah, without his consent. And at New Horizons, he did receive mandatory therapy. But this wasn't the first time that Tyler had received mental health help. He had previously gone to therapy for his eating disorder and his poor self-esteem. And he also, one thing that was kind of odd was when he was younger, he took that human growth hormone.
Why?
HGH. Yeah, HGH. And I think he was prescribed as a way to boost his confidence.
What?
And I don't know how that helps confidence. What? I don't know. But his parents allowed him to take it.
That's strange.
So it's obvious here, Tyler is fighting demons in his own mind. And as a result, he's sort of an outcast at school. But
there's always a group of outcasts that can be together.
Yeah, he did. And he was hanging with the wrong kids. He was getting pulled deeper and deeper into the drug scene and drinking, even at the young age of 15. Mary Jo was a devout Catholic who served as a lector at the St. Lucie Catholic Church. So Tyler and her, they didn't really see eye to eye on their way to live. Because, I mean, you know, he's all shades of messed up.
Right.
Tyler often felt that his parents put a lot of pressure on him to be something that he wasn't. I mean, I'm thinking that they were just normal parents. Like,
right.
We just want you to fly straight or whatever it is. And
I have no idea what you're talking about, but
just go to school, do your homework, right. Don't take drugs. I mean, I doubt that.
Who knows what my kids would say about me? Who knows?
I doubt it was any kind of unrealistic pressure. Right. But then again, I wasn't there. I don't know. But Tyler felt that anything he would do was wrong in their eyes. And he would talk of suicide often to his friends and family. And it seemed that close family and friends kind of lost Tyler to his demons for a while. But once in a while, he would show like his true caring self. You know, it would come through. But it was getting less and less common. Tyler was really struggling, and his mom's trying to get him this professional help, but they were also punishing him. You know, he was doing things that were wrong, right. And he was serving punishment at home. After a drunk driving incident, Mary Jo took away Tyler's phone and his car. He often got his phone taken away, but
worst punishment for
a teenager. But it didn't mean, even though he didn't have his phone, that didn't mean that he wasn't still communicating with friends on Facebook and sneaking out of his house. On July 16th, 2011, everything changed for this family. That morning, Tyler had made a plan. 17-year-old Tyler, he wanted to throw a house party. With Tyler kind of being an outcast and with all the trouble he'd been getting into recently, there was no way that his parents were going to allow him to have a party.
Hell no. Hell to the no.
About 1:15 that afternoon, Tyler made a post on Facebook saying that he was going to be having a party at his crib, quote unquote, at 8 p.m. and then ... maybe.
What's that mean?
No.
Maybe.
Maybe. Some of Tyler's childhood friends knew that he had been getting into a lot of trouble with his parents, so they were skeptical when Tyler posted this on Facebook.
How are you going to have a party, dude?
Right.
With your parents.
And one of them even said, like, in the Facebook post, said something like, you know, they didn't say how. Like, how are you going to have this party because you're being punished all the time? But Tyler's response to whatever was posted was, I'm working on it.
That doesn't sound.
No. By 8:15, this party was on, and Tyler posted again on Facebook, this time saying to hit him up and to come. Multiple friends would message Tyler just in shock because they were worried, like, what if your parents come home? Because he's like saying, you know, my parents aren't home.
Yeah.
And he's like, don't worry, they're not going to come home.
Okay.
It's all good.
Okay.
So by 11:30 that night on July 16th, there were over 60 teenagers at the Hadley house. And most of them didn't even know Tyler personally. Like,
right.
Kids just started showing up.
Right.
I mean, you hear there's a party.
Let's go.
the party was starting to just get out of control, too.
I mean, 60 is a lot of people.
60 is a lot.
I don't even know
kids.
60 people.
Kids were going through cabinets looking for food, and they were forming groups on the front lawn, smoking, throwing cans into the street. It was just chaos. And at this point, Tyler was getting worried about the noise level because he didn't want the neighbors to call the police and have the police showed up. So he asked all the party goers to just stay inside. And he's like, I don't care if you smoke inside the house, it's cool. But the house became trashed. Bottles were shattered on the floor. Drinks were spilled. Cigarettes were put out just on all surfaces. Kids were playing beer pong on the kitchen table. Geez. They were making out on the family couch. They were using the family's computer, which was near the dining table, to blast music throughout the house. I mean, they were smoking weed. Like, it was just like, can you imagine any kind of movie?
I've been to those parties.
Yeah, any kind of movie that shows just teenagers having a crazy party. Throughout the evening, various kids would ask Tyler, where are your parents? And his answers were always different. Tyler told some of them that his parents were in Orlando. He told some of them they were in Georgia. He told a few of them that his parents didn't even live there anymore and that the house was his.
What?
Yeah.
Stop it.
As the night progressed, Tyler just appeared more and more removed and just seemed strange. Although to most, Tyler was always that way. So, okay, he's not acting any differently. Around 12:30 a.m., the party was running out of beer, and I don't know who brought the beer. Tyler can't borrow it. I don't know how much his dad had in the house, but Tyler asked a 20.
Where there's a will.
Somebody probably brought a few cases of it.
Trust me.
So they're running out, and Tyler asks a 21-year-old party goer named Mark Andrews and his girlfriend Ashley if they would run up to the local gas station and get 4 more cases of Busch Light. Yeah, it's garbage. I don't like beer anyway.
Oh, well, when I was 17, I
drank anything.
Worse.
Yeah, you probably had like Pabst Blue Ribbon and
Mad Dog, Wild Turkey or whatever.
I know. Yeah, anything. While they were exchanging the money and making the plan for them to go up to the gas station, Tyler told Ashley, who didn't know him very well, that his dad was dead. And she thought he meant that he had passed away a long time ago. So the night continues into chaos. More and more people were coming to the house. This house is being trashed more and more. Kids were selling weed and pills to each other. Others had vandalized some neighbors' property, like the neighboring properties. And by 1:15, Tyler had just lost all control of this party.
I'm surprised the police weren't called earlier.
I know. They do. They get called. But let me just tell you, pictures were knocked off the wall. Furniture was overturned. The house had just some kind of stench to it. It's probably beer, spilled beer. Yeah, puke. There's probably all kinds of stuff going on. And Tyler, who probably now is on the verge of just completely having a meltdown because he's lost control of this party, he asked his childhood best friend named Michael to step outside and get some air with him. Can you come with me on a walk? I need some fresh air. So Michael,
he's overstimulated.
Oh yeah, for sure. Michael would recall that for most of the party, Tyler sat alone and was just staring out into space. So they go outside, and on their walk, Tyler tells Michael that he had killed his parents earlier that day.
Fuck?
Michael's like, come on now. He doesn't believe it.
But then his parents aren't at the house.
So Michael quickly shuts it down, and they just continue walking. And Tyler said, no, really, I did. Take a look. Their cars are still in the driveway. And if they're not home, then why aren't their cars gone?
Damn.
So Michael still didn't believe him. And so Tyler took Michael back to the house and into the garage. Michael immediately saw a bloody shoe print. And he backed out of the garage and he backed into the garage and he shut the door. Tyler then took Michael to the master bedroom.
Oh, no.
Right away, Michael noticed traces of blood on the door handle and the door frame. And once Tyler unlocked and opened the door, because apparently the door was locked, both boys entered the room. The master bedroom was in complete disarray. There was a huge pile of random items piled high on the bed, things like dining room chairs and blood-soaked towels.
Dining room chairs?
There was dining room chairs. There was other furniture. There was like a mop that was used to clean up, like used Lysol wipes, like just filled with blood. Yeah, like it's all thrown into this room.
Supplies.
Yeah, all the cleaning stuff. And so underneath everything,
On the bed?
looked, like on the floor.
Oh.
I mean, there's like on the bed is just furniture and stuff. And so Michael looks on the floor and he's looking and he sees Tyler's dad's leg, Blake's leg. For some reason, though, Michael didn't leave the party. Like he's like, oh, shit. And they leave the bedroom and Michael didn't leave the party right away. He stayed another 45 minutes drinking and smoking and even taking selfies with Tyler. And he said, I took selfies. He said, I took the selfies because I knew I was never going to see my friend again after this. So afterward, when Michael goes home, he does make a call to Crime Stoppers to report what happened. But it's like an hour later.
It'd be all shades of fucked up.
Oh my God, seriously. So you're probably wondering what happened.
Yeah,
exactly.
I would like to know.
Okay. So around 9:40 that day, the day before he killed his parents, Tyler got a Facebook message from a friend saying, hey, did you do it yet? Tyler had been threatening, saying like, I'm going to kill my parents, although nobody really believed him. But he gets this message, did you do it yet? Tyler writes back that he didn't do it yet. He called his mom, some names, saying that she deserved to die.
Friend did or he did?
He did. Tyler did. And Tyler told that friend that after he was going to kill his parents, he planned to throw a huge party. Like, this is his plan. So just before 5 p.m., Tyler took his parents' phones and he hid them. Then...
This is the day of the murder?
Yeah, this is the day of the murder. Then he took 3 hits of ecstasy.
Oh, shit.
He felt...
Shit.
Yeah, he felt like I wouldn't be able to go through with it if I wasn't high. He listened to a song by Little Lucie called Feel Lucky to hype himself up.
No idea. Before
he went into the garage to look for a weapon. Tyler found a claw hammer.
No.
And then he went back into the house.
A claw hammer.
A claw hammer. Upon returning inside, his mom is in one of the bedrooms. She's sitting at a computer. She's not in the master bedroom. She's at a computer. He goes inside the house. He's got the hammer in his hand. I'm not sure where his dad was at the time, but he stares at his mom for like 5 minutes, just staring at her. And he's deciding what to do next. So then he goes up behind her. He raises the claw hammer above his head and he hits his mom in the head, in the back of the head. Mary Jo screamed out and she said, she turns around. She's like, why? And she's screaming.
She's still alive. And Blake, Tyler's dad, he hears Mary Jo screaming and he comes running in to the room. He locks eyes with Tyler, because Mary Jo's now on the floor and he's hitting her. He's still hitting her.
And he's like, why? Why are you doing this? What's going on? And Tyler responded, quote, why the fuck not? And then he attacks his dad with the hammer.
I'm surprised his dad couldn't take him down.
I know. I'm surprised too. He must have really caught him.
But he was on 3 hits of ecstasy, so maybe he's
got some superhuman strength. I mean, he was maybe like 6 foot and 160 pounds, like Tyler was. So he was thin, and his dad wasn't like a thin guy. He's not like a huge guy, but I mean, I would think, but I don't know. I wasn't there. So when all was said and done, Mary Jo suffered 36 blows.
36 blows?
Mostly to her head and
36
back.
blows?
36.
What the fuck?
I know. And Blake suffered at least 39 blows.
That's rage coming out.
Oh,
Yeah. And it was estimated that Tyler...
They were mutilated.
Oh, yeah. Because he only hit them like in their upper body, like head and probably their upper back. It was estimated that Tyler spent a full minute beating each of his parents. And a minute might not sound like a lot, but when you're hitting someone with a claw hammer, if you think about it, I mean, that's a long time.
Effort.
Yeah, it's a lot of effort.
That's overkill.
Yeah.
It's way beyond what is necessary to get the deed done.
Right. And the most disturbing fact, though, is that Mary Jo and Blake were still alive.
What?
And they were still conscious during this attack. None of the hits they suffered killed them immediately, but they would die shortly thereafter due to their injuries.
Wow.
Probably due to blunt force trauma.
Bleeding out.
Yeah. They were conscious enough, to know that their son was murdering them. After they were done,
horrible,
dead,
Tanya.
I know, and Tyler was done, he quickly covered their heads with towels as he just couldn't stand to look at them.
Right.
He dragged his parents' bodies into the master bedroom and he laid them side by side, face down. Tyler put the claw hammer between his parents' bodies. And at this point now, the living room, which is where Mary Jo was, initially where the attack started, the living room was just a bloody mess. Tyler himself was covered head to toe in blood splatter. So he's like, if I'm going to have this party, because he's still got his mind on the party, he was going to have to get cleaning. It took him over 3 hours to clean up this gory mess, which was longer than he had anticipated. He took every single piece of potentially incriminating evidence and piled it on top
of the bed
and on his parents' bodies. So like I told you, this included the coffee table, dining chairs. There were pillows, probably from the sofa, broken dishes, shattered glasses, a sponge mop, used Clorox wipes, and bloody towels. Essentially, everything he used to clean was thrown into the pile. And anything that had evidence on it, meaning blood splatter, that could be moved, ended up in their bedroom. And I have a picture of it. Their bedroom is trashed. There's also another photo that we'll show during the video, and it's pretty graphic. So it's not of Blake and Mary Jo, but it's graphic. So I just want to warn everyone. So now it's time. Okay, cleans up. Now it's time he needs to get clean. So he takes a shower. He looks himself in the mirror, and he said he couldn't help but laugh at his reflection.
What?
I don't know.
What?
He hopped in the shower.
By then he's just lost it.
He's lost it.
He's on ecstasy. 3 hits. 3 hits. Let's not forget it.
And that's when he gets out of the shower, he posts on Facebook and says, "Oh, the party's on."
It's gross.
So that's now, kids start to show up and the evening goes into chaos.
And they have no idea there's 2 dead bodies upstairs.
No. So let's go back a little bit to Tyler's confession to his friend Michael. So as I told you, Michael stayed at the party for 45 minutes after Tyler had just proved to him that he had murdered his parents. Between Tyler's confession to Michael and Michael leaving the party, other party goers heard that there was another party at a different house. So everyone quickly started to clear out, causing commotion in the front yard. Over 14 cars peeled off loudly from the Hadley residence. A neighbor to the Hadley residence named Rayanne Wallace just had enough of the noise and the debauchery, and she finally called 911 when the kids started drifting into her yard during their departure. Within 2 minutes of Rayanne's call, police arrived at the Hadley residence. And due to the fact that most of the kids now had left and gone to the other party, there's only about 20 people left. And so the police go to Tyler, and he promises the police, yes, we'll keep it down for the rest of the night. So police let him off without a warning. And they head back to their cruiser and they left. By 2:30 a.m., all of the kids now have learned that the other party that was supposed to be happening was just a rumor. So they all headed back to the Hadley residence. And the party was back on, despite the police having just left. At this point, it's clear that something was really wrong with Tyler. In other conversations with Michael and other partygoers at the time, Tyler mentioned suicide multiple times and even told Michael how he was going to do it. Michael left the party about 3 a.m., so maybe he stayed, I don't know, due to this. I don't know. I'm trying to give Michael the benefit of the doubt, but he left about just before 3 a.m. And when he left, he found some Percocet pills that Tyler planned to use to kill himself, and he hid them in a hall closet to prevent that. At 4:46 a.m., police were again dispatched.
The party's still going on?
The party is still going on.
What the hell?
Whew. And so they come back to the Hadley home. But now this is due to the call that Michael made to Crime Stoppers. He informed them of what Tyler had done. And he told them everything. So when police arrived, they could see the shadow of someone pacing back and forth in the front living room. One of the officers, his name was Officer Green. He peered through the window and he saw Tyler pacing across the living room, talking to himself. Then Tyler started grabbing books, like stacks of books from a bookshelf by the front door and taking them back into the master bedroom.
Why?
I don't know. After the third trip, I'm thinking maybe there was some blood splatter on them.
Okay.
After Tyler's third trip, Officer Green finally knocked on the front door, but Tyler didn't answer it right away. Instead, he went and turned all of the lights off in the house before he answered the door. Tyler looked very disturbed to Officer Green. His eyes were wide. He wasn't blinking. When he answered, he left his left hand behind his back, which caused the other officer that was with Officer Green, his name was Officer Zamowski, to draw his gun. After being ordered to get on the ground, officers searched Tyler, his person, to ensure that he didn't have any weapons on him before they handcuffed him. Seemingly frantic and incoherent when police asked if any adults were home, Tyler responded no before saying to Officer Green that he knew he was going to Rock Road, which is where the county jail was.
Okay.
Upon entering the house, the police were met with just disorder, and it was just disgusting.
Right.
There were empty beer bottles, cans everywhere on the floor.
I already know.
Pots and pans were all over the counter.
Like I said, I've been to those parties.
Yeah. Tyler's bedroom floor was covered in unrolled cigars.
Oh.
I don't know.
It's just tobacco?
Yeah, I think it was tobacco. The furniture was overturned in Tyler's brother's bedroom. I'm not sure where the brother was.
I was going to ask.
I'm thinking he's college age, so he might have been somewhere else. They found the family dog locked in a closet, but this wasn't the worst. The police finally reached the master bedroom, and they immediately noticed the dried blood on the door frame. And because the door was locked, they had to force it open, and they just entered this room of horrors, right? Nearly 2,000 people attended Mary Jo and Blake's funeral.
Wow.
Michael became the state's star witness for the trial. And in 2014, Tyler entered a plea of no contest to 2 counts of first-degree murder with a weapon. He was convicted on those 2 counts of first-degree murder and sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms. So they weren't concurrent. They were to be served one after the other.
And he didn't get death.
Yeah.
It's Florida.
It's Florida. Because he was a minor at the time of the crime, the state did eventually have to reverse his sentence under new sentencing requirements.
We know all about that. Can't sentence them to
life. Right.
They have to have a chance for parole.
Mm-hmm. So 7 years after the murder of his parents in 2018, the now 25-year-old Tyler had a resentencing trial. Tyler was chained at the ankles and wrists, and he showed no emotion as the judge read his new sentence, and Tyler was again sentenced to life in prison. However, they were to be served at the same time, and by law, he'd be automatically allowed, like his case would be automatically reviewed for parole after 25 years.
Yep. Florida's gone back and forth with that law.
Yeah.
And Alabama, too, because we have cases on that.
Yeah, we have.
And that federal cruel and unusual punishment, federal law.
Oh, yeah, the cruel and unusual punishment, because they're minors.
Mm-hmm.
To this day, friends and family really struggle to understand the motivation behind Tyler's actions.
You know,
what, for a party? Like what?
Yeah, like they just they don't understand. And
very upsetting.
Although he said some kind of messed up things. I mean, he said he was going to kill his parents. People never really thought he was capable of doing it, obviously. I mean, I would never think that about any of my friends.
Yeah, but I'd also never say that.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
true.
kill my parents.
That's true.
No,
yeah.
it's not.
The most common theory, though, revolves around two things: Tyler's drug and alcohol abuse and his mental health issues. Although I thought he was getting treated for his mental health issues.
Doesn't mean he was getting treated
properly. That's true. It was widely known by a circle of friends that Tyler held some resentment against his parents.
So all teenagers.
I know, for, punishing him and forcing him to go to the drug abuse program that,
Trying to help him,
yeah. Even when he did receive the mental help, though, he'd often lie and manipulate the doctors. So like you said, he might not even have been getting like proper treatment. He was prescribed antidepressant medication. He would mix that with various other pills, to get messed up. And when the police originally searched the house, they didn't find any pills other than 2 prescriptions for Tyler.
About the Percocet.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. He could have been buying them, though, right? He could have been buying anything. In a letter from jail, Tyler wrote to his grandparents, and he told them that he wished his doctors never put him on that one pill, he said, but he never specified what that one pill was.
Probably an antidepressant of some sort.
During his first trial in 2014, Kathleen Hyde, who was the mental health specialist who Tyler's team called to the defense as a defense witness, she stated that when he killed his parents, Tyler was in a major depressive episode. She said that this episode fueled intrusive thoughts about suicide and killing his parents. She told the court that there were various reasons leading to Tyler's homicidal thoughts, including obsessive thoughts, severe depression, and the inability to care for others. None of this, however.
Sociopath?
Yeah.
What is that? And this was premeditated.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
This wasn't spontaneous.
No. None of this, though, I think is able to justify what he did. But during his resentencing, Tyler's team pushed hard that Tyler was capable of rehabilitation. Even family members testified that Tyler understood his actions and should stay in prison. Despite listening to various testimonies, the judge ruled that whether or not Tyler was capable of rehabilitation was anyone's best guess. And he upheld, like I told you, those life sentences. The judge noted that Tyler had casually spoken about killing his parents for weeks leading up to the killing.
And through a fucking party.
Yeah, and through a party, right. And he even told people that he was waiting for his brother to move out before he did.
So you're right. The brother was out.
So he wasn't there, even though he still had a bedroom there. He maintained that the judge maintained that the crime was premeditated, like you said. And the fact that these were his parents and he killed them so personally, like you said, it was a rage. He was just in a rage.
And it was just overkill.
Yeah.
Overkill.
It wasn't done on impulse, and it was just done through hatred that was brewing against the 2 people that tried to help him the most. Since being in prison, Tyler has completed his GED, and he scored a 2100 on the SAT.
Oh, he's smart.
Yeah. He
He's really
spends
smart.
most of his days reading books like Harry Potter and anything by James Patterson.
I do like James Patterson.
Yeah, his books are really good. Tyler started meeting with a priest named Father Michael, who had encouraged Tyler to confess his sins to God and repent to be able to be forgiven. In letters to his grandparents, Tyler was torn up with guilt. He said he was depressed, angry, confused, and delusional, like when at the time of the crimes. And he told them that he was planning to be ordained when he's released from prison one day.
I think that's going to happen.
I don't think that's going to happen either. As for Michael, his friend that called Crime Stoppers, he said that Tyler murdering his parents was the worst thing that he ever happened to him.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, he was really traumatized. I mean, plus he was like the star witness. So he's like
against his best friend.
Yeah. So he just,
he relives it. He says
horrible.
This caused him problems socially. He couldn't go to school without people coming to him
PTSD.
and like asking him about it. They all wanted like the gory details from him. So Ryan Hadley, who was Tyler's other brother, I haven't really talked about him. He was the older brother that had moved out. He wrote a book about life after his parents were murdered. He dove deep into the grief and how he survived. Ryan struggled to forgive his brother.
That would be hard.
Yeah. And he struggled to maintain a relationship with him.
And he has no family. Like he just has his brother and his parents are gone.
Right. Like it's gotta be hard. Since Tyler's resentencing in 2014, or since his sentencing in 2014 and his resentencing in 2018, Ryan occasionally visits Tyler in prison. He's learned to live with the idea that two things can be true at the same time, that he can be angry at his brother for what he did while still loving, and caring about him. So I'm sure it's a real struggle. Like you said, it's got to be hard.
Some resentment, but
yeah.
You learn to forgive.
Right? Like, I guess you have to because he's your brother. I don't know. The only family, like you said.
I think you have to because of you. Like, to live with that hate and anger doesn't do any good for you.
That's, you have a point there, right? Because he's got to move on with his life, and so that is the really sad story about.
That is very sad.
The Hadley family. So.
That makes me very, very, very sad.
It just happened for nothing. I hate these crimes that are just like deemed to be for no reason. Not that anybody should be murdered for a reason, and I just want to clarify that, but senseless, like
Hitler.
Just like, Hitler maybe. Yeah, you're right.
Stalin.
But, some of these I'm just like, why? Like, was throwing the party that important? Apparently to 17-year-old.
But he's all messed up and he's only 17.
Yeah. So, well, thank you, Talia.
Wow. That was
for listening.
Very depressing.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for listening to today's episode or watching. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, follow button. If you would like to hear more episodes, we do offer a Patreon.
Yep.
It's patreon.com/TNT Crimes, where we release one extra episode that's not to the public. It's only to our subscribers.
We love
one a week. And
we have to do shout outs to them.
Yeah, we will have to do them soon. But we do them one a week, and we also release the weekly episode like this one to our subscribers. They get it early, and it is ad free. You can go to our website, crimesandconsequences.com. There's information about that. We also have merch, like the lovely shirt that Talia is wearing.
Dead Inside.
Dead Inside. It's got a little skeleton on it.
Well, we're lawyers too, so that's part of the reason.
It does help to be dead inside when you're an attorney. I mean, it's the only way sometimes to get the job done.
Right.
Sadly. And I think that's everything. Oh, you can also subscribe to those extra episodes on Apple Podcasts.
Oh, yeah.
On the app.
Yeah.
It's the same episodes that are on the Patreon. I think that's everything. So until our next episode.
Don't kill each other.
Bye.